going on? What is poppin'? YouTube world, my name is Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice because that is my nickname. I appreciate you guys for watching this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right about now, as it does help these videos get to the public and my channel to grow overall. Subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly, and I post every single day if I can, and turn on post notifications too, so you do not miss a single one of those videos that I post. It's only right, you guys. So shout out to the 49ers, man. Shout out to the 49ers. I was wrong. Shout out to George Ishmael, who made a bet with me in the comment section where he pretty much said, Juice, if the 49ers win this game, you got to come on here and say that George Ishmael was right and you were wrong. Now, I'm sorry, George, if I pronounced your name a little bit incorrectly. But again, George, you were right. I was wrong. Green Bay Packers fans, this season's been real. It was so much more fun than watching all these teams at home in the playoffs last year, sitting on my couch, not seeing Aaron Rodgers have an opportunity to compete for a second Super Bowl. It was a rough season last year. This season, we won 13 games. We won a playoff game versus Russell Wilson. It was all great. It was fun. It's fun to always be in the mix. You know, it was a great season, but ultimately, it ends in a major disappointment. And once again, Aaron Rodgers failing to capture his second Super Bowl title of his career. Okay, and it kind of hurts right now, man. You know, I've seen some tough Packers losses. This by far is not the worst Packers loss that I've suffered from in the past. To me, that was the Atlanta Falcons loss a couple years ago when Matt Ryan destroyed my Packers defense and Aaron Rodgers in Atlanta, just for the simple fact that I felt that if the Packers got to the Super Bowl that year, they would have easily beaten that Tom Brady-led Patriots team. But again, the season's over, and my prediction was wrong. And you 49ers fans, you were right. I gotta eat this crow today. I do. I felt my team would come out here and pull off the upset. I felt Aaron Rodgers would find a way to beat this 49ers team. I felt that the Green Bay Packers facing this 49ers team for a second time, they would find a way to at least limit the 49ers defensive front to a certain degree. They at least have some experience of seeing how that 49ers defensive front operated. I felt Aaron Rodgers and the Packers on offense would come out with a great offensive philosophy and a great game plan the second time around. And I just felt that if the Packers started fast and if their run defense showed up, if they could put the hands of the game in Jimmy G and make it a Jimmy G versus Aaron Rodgers type matchup, I take Aaron Rodgers in that matchup almost instantly. 10 times out of 10, I'm taking Aaron Rodgers over Jimmy G. Okay? And unfortunately, we just did not get to see that happen because Jimmy G only threw the ball 8 times. 8 times. The 49ers had 285 rushing yards on 42 carries, led by Raheem Mostert. Okay? I believe this guy, he had, 29 carries for 220 yards and 4 touchdowns, and flat out, the Packers got punked. They got exposed, they got out-coached, they got out-manned. They just were flat out not ready to play. Matt LaFleur did not have this team ready to play. They were not prepared. Aaron Rodgers was looking shell-shocked at times. He did not play his best game. He didn't play god-awful, but I mean, it was at times close to it, okay? The offensive line got absolutely annihilated and destroyed up front, and ultimately, what happened was the Green Bay Packers lost to the better team. Guys, I picked the Green Bay Packers to win this game, but I knew in my head that the 49ers were clearly the much better team in all facets except the quarterback position. Okay, and Aaron Rodgers is by far a better quarterback than Jimmy G, but that's the only advantage that the Packers had in this game coming into the game. So I was not shocked that the 49ers beat us. I'm just very shocked and disappointed that for the second time in this season, the Packers are facing this team, and they lay an egg. They come out flat, and they just flat out did not come to play. And guys, again, we could talk about the Packers coming out flat, the game plan, the play calling, Aaron Rodgers struggling at times. But again, this game came down to the simple fact that the 49ers just outmanned the Green Bay Packers. They bullied them. They pushed them around. And guys, listen, you can have a great quarterback. You can have a great scheme. You can have great plays to call. But at times, if you just flat out do not have better dudes than the other team, if you just don't have better players overall, you're going to get smoked. You're going to get beat, and you're going to get exposed. and that's flat out what happened to the Green Bay Packers. Their offensive line just simply could not block the 49ers defensive line at times. And their run defense and their defensive line could not flat out stop the 49ers run game, even if they tried, guys. The 49ers, they ran the football 42 times down the Packers' throat. To put this in perspective, the 49ers threw the ball only 8 times this game, and they still put up 37 points, and they still won by 17 points versus the Green Bay Packers. That's embarrassing. That was ugly, and there's no excuse for how this Packers team came out and played this game. Mike Pettin, Matt LaFleur, Aaron Rodgers, you gotta do better. I don't care what anyone says. They laid an egg flat out in this game. And the 49ers are just one of those teams that they just have flat out better players than you. And those players, they buy in. They do every little thing right. Their blocks are well schemed, okay? Their play calling is excellent. Kyle Shanahan dials up great play calls and great schemes all the time. This team is arguably the best roster in football and maybe the best coach team in the NFL right now. That's a scary sight when you have better players than the opposing team and you have a better coaching matchup and a better scheme than the opposing team as well. When that happens, these type of games come up. And again, I think the Kansas City Chiefs have a shot to beat this 49ers team. I think right now it's a coin toss of a game for me in my eyes. But again, Kansas City, you better bring your best game plan. You better make sure Patrick Mahomes is on his A game. Because anything less than that, you're going to get beat. Just flat out. So, shout out to the 49ers, man. They beat the Green Bay Packers. They absolutely smoked them. On the first drive that the 49ers scored, where they scored on a 3rd and 8, a 36-yard rushing touchdown, I knew the game was pretty much virtually over at that point. Again, they ran the ball down the Packers' throat. Anytime you're running the football down a team's throat and they cannot stop it and they can't get off the field, you're just going to lose. And they just lined up and said that we are better than you, Green Bay, and there's nothing you can do about it, okay? And we've seen the Packers. They lost to Philadelphia. They lost to the Chargers early in the year. Those are two teams that run the football particularly well when they're going well, and they're two teams that are physical up front. There's an element to the Packers that just doesn't quite work during the postseason. The Packers are a finesse football team, okay? They're not a physical football team. We see teams like the Saints, and Seattle that have an intention to run the football, but may not be able to do it just because their scheme and lack of players, aka Seattle, was down to the corpse of Marshawn Lynch and Travis Homer. But this 49ers team had the scheme right. They had the running backs right. And the Green Bay Packers couldn't stop them, man. And I'm going to get to Aaron Rodgers right now. Before I bury Aaron Rodgers, I'm going to give him a semi-pass from this regard, okay? Aaron Rodgers, I picked the Green Bay Packers to win this game 21-20. I expected the Packers defense to show up and give Aaron Rodgers at least a puncher's chance. They did not do that from Jump Street. From Jump Street, the Packers defense just did not flat out show up. And it makes it a whole lot tougher on a guy like Aaron Rodgers, who's an all-time great, going to be in the Hall of Fame one day. To me, in his prime, was the greatest thrower of the football to ever live. To today, right now, still might be the most talented thrower of the football when he's on his A game, even though Patrick Mahomes right now probably is taking that title from him. The Packers, the thing about them is, look, they just don't have the personnel at times to keep up with a team like San Francisco if the game gets out of hand. Devontae Adams is great, but outside Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers is working with Jimmy Graham, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Geronimo Allison. Anytime the Packers are in obvious passing situations, if you just clamp down on Devontae Adams, are you really worried about Jimmy Graham beating you? Do some people even know who Marquez Valdes-Scantling is? Do some people even know who Geronimo Allison is? This is not the Packers team of old where they have Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb, James Jones. This team has one legit over-the-top weapon in Devontae Adams that can beat you. Allen Lazard has emerged at times for this Packers team, but again, no one is worried and scared of Allen Lazard right now. Maybe he'll develop into a great wide receiver one day, but again, the Packers are devoid of weapons to clap back at these teams at times. And the Packers, the fact that they fell behind the 8 ball so early, it did not allow Aaron Jones to really get going as well. And again, in the 3 losses that the 49ers have suffered this year, The opposing team has held the 49ers, the Falcons. They won that game 29-22. So they held the 49ers to 22 points. Seattle, they won that game 27-24, okay? The Baltimore Ravens, they won that game 20-17. So anytime you're facing this 49ers team, you're going to have to limit their opposing offense. If you allow them to get to 30 points, you're toast, because that defense, more than likely, you're not scoring over 30 points on them. This defense is very, very good. However, with all that being said, Aaron Rodgers, I'm not going to give him quite that much of a pass this game. You know, Aaron Rodgers, yes, he put up a good stat line, you know, but a lot of those yards, you know, Aaron Rodgers went 31 for 39, 326 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Not awful, but again, Aaron Rodgers, you got shut out in the first half. In the first half, the game was 27-0. The first drive of the third quarter was when the Packers scored their first touchdown. Aaron Rodgers, you got to come out swinging, baby. You got to come out ready to play. You got to come out being ready to make the throws of the game right from Jump Street. And Aaron Rodgers, he took too long to wake up. He took too long to heat up and make some things happen. The Packers were trailing the 49ers 34-7 at the start of the fourth quarter. Part of that's the defense, but part of that is Aaron Rodgers not moving the football and clapping back at the 49ers rushing attack. He's got to be better. Aaron Rodgers threw a bad interception that the 49ers got 7 points off of. When the Packers were driving down the field to potentially maybe open up the game for their first score, he fumbles. He fumbled the snap. Aaron Rodgers, no excuses. And in obvious passing situations, the Packers did not help Aaron Rodgers. The play calling was not great. But Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion, he just played too safe in the first half. Aaron Rodgers, like I said, he's got to come out firing. And he turned the football over twice. He did not stop the bleeding. He missed some throws early on. And he just didn't make the throws of the game to win on the road versus a team like the 49ers. Virtually what I'm saying is Aaron Rodgers, he had to be perfect to win this game. And Aaron Rodgers, it may not be fair to say go out there and be perfect Aaron Rodgers, but I've seen it from the past. I've seen Aaron Rodgers be perfect and elevate this Packers team to wins. And at times, so I get it. The defense has not helped Aaron Rodgers throughout his career. The offensive line has not helped Aaron Rodgers at times in the playoffs throughout his career. He's just now getting a running game. But at some point, Aaron Rodgers is going to have to put up or shut up. And Aaron Rodgers has to play better. I think Aaron Rodgers is the greatest thrower of the football in NFL history from a talent perspective. Again, I gave Drew Brees and Tom Brady, Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson the smoke for getting blown out and losing their playoff games. I cannot give Aaron Rodgers a pass, and I've not given Tom Brady a pass for a lack of weapons. Because what have I said? I said Tom Brady has to make the guys around him better. Aaron Rodgers has to make the guys around him better. He has to find a way to will this team to victory. Okay, Aaron Rodgers, I get it. Things may not be perfect, but you have to find me a solution. I don't think any less of Aaron Rodgers from this game, just because I don't think he got the amount of help he needed. And again, he completed well over 70% of his passes on the day. I think his completion percentage was at like 79%. But again, at some point, Aaron Rodgers just has to get it done. He's got the one Super Bowl. We know that. But it's been a while since Aaron Rodgers has hoisted that other Lombardi trophy, okay? You went out and got the Smith brothers. You went out and got a better head coach this year. Maybe it just wasn't quite the year for Aaron Rodgers. Maybe this Packers team was overrated from the jump. Personally, for me, I think we were. But again, Aaron Rodgers has to play better. This may be a stain on Aaron Rodgers' legacy when we look back at it, okay? Aaron Rodgers, again, the odds were stacked against him. He was clearly outmanned. He clearly was not supposed to win this game. But Aaron Rodgers has to go out swinging in the batter's box a lot better than he did this time around. He has to at least put the ball in play a little bit more, okay? And again, as far as the Packers season goes, look, guys, I understand Packers Nation. If you're still listening to this video, things might be hard. You know, this loss is going to be brutal to our hearts, Packers Nation. It really is. It hurts me today to talk about the Packers and how they lost this game. But guys, I'm not selling my stock on Aaron Rodgers returning to another Super Bowl and getting another Super Bowl win in the Aaron Rodgers Matt LaFleur era, okay? The culture was reestablished this year. Aaron Rodgers proved this year he's still a top 5 quarterback in today's game. He's no longer the best in the game, but Aaron Rodgers is still a very solid quarterback, okay? If we just tweak our roster a little bit, maybe add a wide receiver in the draft because we need more wide receivers, God forbid. We maybe add a defensive tackle or two or another stud linebacker, maybe an extra defensive back. I think this team next year can be right where they are right now. This team has the talent and the makeup to win another Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers, I believe at some point in the next 3 to 4 seasons, he will get another Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers is still only 36 years old, okay? This is going to be the next year, next season, Aaron Rodgers will be in his second year in Matt LaFleur's system. This defense is still young and ascending. There's another level this Packers team can reach, I fully believe. Matt LaFleur, again, I gave Matt LaFleur all this heat, but he's a first-year head coach. Usually first-year head coaches do not win 13 games and beat Russell Wilson in the playoffs, in a playoff game, their very first season. Matt LaFleur had a great, excellent first season for being the Green Bay Packers head coach. It's only going to get better from here. Aaron Rodgers is going to learn from this. This Packers defense is going to learn from this. Matt LaFleur specifically is going to learn from this, and he's going to get this team prepared for the future. The future is still bright in Green Bay. I believe the Green Bay Packers for the next couple years, now that they've at least added some players on defense, they're going to be in the mix for the next couple years to come. As long as Aaron Rodgers is upright and healthy, this team can win a Super Bowl down the road. So again, I'm not selling my stock on this Packers team. I understand this loss is bad, but it's the first year in the Matt LaFleur, Aaron Rodgers era. And I felt this team would win 10 or 11 games this year. The Green Bay Packers, they're not going anywhere. The Green Bay Packers will be back, and the Matt LaFleur, Aaron Rodgers era is just getting started. But either way, shout out to the 49ers. They're going to the Super Bowl. They are the better team. Gotta give them nothing but props. Be sure to comment where you agree with me and disagree with me. Love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right now if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly and almost every single day if I can. A fun fact about me is I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world. I want to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. Kind of like Colin Cowherd, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp. You get the point. Okay, I want to do sports, television, and radio for a full living once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I currently am a freshman there right now. So the best thing you guys can do to just help me continue to grow as a young broadcaster is to just share this channel with all your friends, because potentially if this channel really gets somewhere, I want to start my own network, okay? Or potentially if it doesn't, if I fall a little bit short, I want to go into a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. So the best thing you guys can do to just flat out just help me grow as a broadcaster, help me learn, get other people hip to this channel, just share this channel with all your friends, share this channel on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. Also, be sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. And once again, guys, just share this channel with everyone you know. Get everyone hipped and watching these videos. Get my voice out there and heard. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. It's been your boy, Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in today. I really do. Have a God blessed day. Stay motivated, you guys, and I'm out.